Hi guys, this is Mike, and in this video you're going to learn how to solve this thing, the Megaminx. This is one of my favorite puzzles in the whole cubing family. This is a great puzzle to carry along to some place where you might have to stand in a long line or you're on a plane. Something kind of mindless and takes a while and will impress everyone who sees you solving the thing. So, this is part 1 and 2 on a series on the Megaminx. In this one I'm going to do everything except the top layer. And in this video, as well as part 2, almost everything I say is direct logic that is carried over from the Rubik's Cube. So, it's pretty much a prerequisite that you already know how to solve the Rubik's Cube, because I'm going to be going over a lot of the same techniques used to solve the Rubik's Cube with the Megaminx, starting with the very first step. You may recall with the Rubik's Cube, it's to solve the white cross. In the Megaminx, the first step is to solve the white pentagram or the white star. So, the logic is much the same as with the Rubik's Cube. It's easy to do, but a little bit hard to explain how to do. But first, you look for any edge piece that has white in it, like this one here. This needs to go up here with white touching white, red touching red. So if we were to just swing it up like that, it would be in the right place, but oriented wrong. So to orient it right, we bring it down here, bring it down another step, move it over laterally like that, and then swing it up. So that's in the correct place now. So let's look for another edge piece that has white in it. Well, here's one right here with white and purple. Where's the purple center? Here it is. So let's swing it over towards purple. Do it again. So here's purple is touching purple, so we just need to swing it up like that. 2 down, 3 to go. And this one's going to be nice and easy. Blue is already touching blue, so we just swing that edge piece up there. 3 down, 2 to go. Let's look for another edge piece that has white in it. And be careful, this may look white, but this is what I call the cream color. This Megaminx is hard to do when it's dark, by the way, because some of these colors look very similar. Between white, yellow, and cream, they're hard to tell apart in the dark. Or maybe it's just that my eyes are bad. Okay, here's white and yellow. So let's swing that over close to yellow. And when I swing this over here like this, I temporarily mess up the purple, so remember that. So now yellow is touching yellow, but let's correct that purple edge before I forget. So now yellow's touching yellow, so I just need to swing that edge piece up. So there we go, 4 down, 1 to go. So now we just need the white and the green edge. So let's look for it. Here it is right here. So let's rotate it so green is touching green and swing that up here. So the white pentagram is done. Okay guys, the next step is to do the white corners. And the way I like to do it is when I bring the white corners down here, I like to drag along the edge piece that belongs right on top of it with it. And I like to connect those two pieces, the corner and the edge here on the top. And I'm going to show you how to do that. So first let's look for any corner piece with white in it, like this white, red, and green one. For example, bring it up to the top. And when you bring it up to the top, don't have white facing on top. So next, consider the 2 colors of that corner piece that aren't white, in this case red and green. And then look for the edge piece with those 2 colors, in this case red and green. Oh, here it is right here. And then bring that up to the top without messing up your corner piece such that the same color is on top. Green is on the top of the corner, so bring the edge piece with green on top. Then place the corner piece in the front such that the white side of that corner piece is pointing off to the side. Then rotate it down. Then rotate that the top layer until that edge piece is right in front of you on the top. And then simply rotate that corner back to the top. So now red is touching red, green is touching green, and white is right here. So we're ready to put that into place. So we can bring it down. We want to have this, either this red side of the edge piece touching the red center or the green side of the edge piece touching the green center. Either way is fine. So I'm going to bring this down. You're going to have to bring it down in 2 steps. 1, 2. So now I have the red touching, the red side of the edge touching the red center. And so I just need to swing these 2 down here without messing up the edges. And you should be familiar with this routine from the Rubik's Cube, and it's going to be hard to see when I position this on the table like this. So this is truly my bottom here, but it may not look like the bottom from this angle. But since I'm swinging it down this way, where the center that I'm rotating first, where red is touching red, is on the left side. If that is on the left side, where the colors are the same color is touching, you do this: left, right prime, left prime, right. And there we go. They are placed properly. So that is 1 down, 4 to go. So let's look for another corner with white in it. Here's one right here at the bottom. So let's bring it up to the top because it's not in the correct position. It belongs here. But even though it belongs right next door, let's bring it all the way back up to the top. Okay? So I actually see I could be doing this one here with less trouble, but as long as I started talking about this one, let's do it. So when you're bringing up something from the bottom, make sure to not mess up anything on that you've already done on the bottom. So in this case, I'm going to bring it up just 1 turn, move it out of the way with another turn to the top, and then move that edge back down before I forget about it. So here's that corner piece. Let's finish bringing it to the top so that white is not on top. Then look for the edge of those 2 colors, white, yellow, and purple. And well, here it is right here already next to it, but it's flipped wrong. You may recall I just said that in this case yellow should be touching yellow and purple should be touching purple. So we need to flip this. So, and again, here's some logic which you should already know from the Rubik's Cube, but I need to separate these to flip it. So I'm going to move this corner down temporarily, move the top, rotate the top so it's further away, and then rotate that corner back up. Next, to flip this edge piece, I can simply do it in 2 moves. 1, 2, like that. So now corner, edge, yellow is on top both ways, so we're good. Put the corner on top with white facing to the side, move it down, rotate that top until the edge piece is facing us, rotate the corner back to the top, so now we're good. Purple is touching purple, yellow is touching yellow. So let's swing that down there. So purple is touching purple, so let's, because the pieces that are bordering with the same color on the left, we do that same algorithm we just did before. Left, right prime, right. And then those 2 are done. And let's go look for another corner with white in it. Here we go, red, white, and blue. Move that to the top, and again, so that white is not on top. Next, consider the colors besides white, red, and blue. So look for the red and blue edge. Here it is right here. And I'm going to move this out of the way so I can safely swing this red and blue edge to the top. Corner edge, red is on top both ways, we're good. Put the corner on the front, white facing to the side, we're good. Rotate it down, rotate the top so that the edge is facing us, rotate the corner back up, so now we're good. Blue is touching blue, red is touching red. So let's swing that down there. And I'm going to do this a little different this way, a little differently this time to show you a different algorithm. Okay, so now red is touching red and it's on the right side. So because the 2 pieces that have, because red is touching red here on the right side, we do this algorithm. Right prime, left, right, left prime. And there we go. Those are correct. So 1, 2, 3, 3 down, 2 to go. So let's look for another corner with white in it. Here we go, right here. Move it to the top, and again, remember, don't have white on top. Next, we look for the purple and green edge. And here it is right here. It's right next to us, but it's not oriented properly. In fact, it's impossible to orient properly because we have white here touching it. So, as a general rule with these puzzles, you want to separate things before you can bring them back together again properly. So let's rotate this corner down like that. Rotate the top so that this edge piece is further away. Now we can rotate that corner back to the top. So we're looking we're looking good. Corner edge, purple is on top both ways, and again put the corner on top, white facing to the side. Rotate it down, rotate the top so that the edge is in front. And now we can rotate that corner back to the top. So we're good. Purple is touching purple, green is touching green. So let's swing those down there. Green is touching green on the left side. So again, we do this one. Left, right prime, left prime, right. So 4 down, 1 to go. And here it is right here. The corner is already in the right place, but it's oriented wrong. And even though it might be tempting to think of some algorithm to just rotate it, no. I like to bring stuff to the top, mess with it, and then bring it back down. So when we rotate this up, we have to be careful not to mess up an edge piece at the same time. So bring it up just one level, rotate it out of the way, and then rotate that edge back down before I forget about it. So here's that corner. Finish the job rotating it to the top. Next, look for the yellow and blue edge. Here it is right here. We have yellow on top here, so rotate it so that yellow is on top. And again, put the corner in front with white facing off to the side, rotate it down, rotate that top so that the edge is facing us, rotate the corner back to the top, and we're good. Blue is touching blue, yellow is touching yellow. So, let's rotate that down. So here, blue is touching blue on the right side, so we do this algorithm. Right prime, left, right, left prime. And there we go. Let's have a look at what we've accomplished here. This whole white layer is correct, and not only that, we have the edge pieces right above it correct as well. So we are well on our way here. Okay guys, next what we're going to do is these 5 corners here that are close to this white layer, as well as the 2 edges that border each one. And we're going to do these in groups of 3. I know other videos do it a slightly different way, but this is how I like to do it, groups of 3. So let's start by looking for any one of these corners down here. For example, the red, green, and cream. So where is that? Red, green, cream. Here it is down here. So let's swing that up to the top. And next let's look for any edge piece that needs to border it. For example, here's one right here that's already in the correct place, but let's bring it up to the top. And let's move this corner piece out of the way so we can bring this up to the top. So here we have our corner, our edge. Green is on top both ways, so we're good. Next, consider the side of the corner that does not belong on this edge here, in this case red. Have that off to the side, and then do like what we've been doing before. Rotate it down, rotate the top till the edge is facing you, and then rotate the corner back up here. So now cream is touching cream, green is touching green. So we can simply swing that into place. So at this point we can have the cream side of the edge touching the cream center, and then just rotate it down like that. So these 2 are now right. Next, let's, like I said, I like to do groups of 3, so let's put in the red and cream edge. And here it is right here. Let's rotate it to the top because it's not oriented right. You can see that red is touching cream here. So rotate it to the top. Now we have cream touching cream, so that's good. But we can't just rotate it in place like that because then these two lose their correct positioning. So here's where we need to do a little bit of common sense. What I'm going to do is temporarily rotate these down so I have junk right here that I don't mind messing up. So now I can rotate that edge right here where it's supposed to be and then rotate these back up. So now I'm good. Corner, edge, edge. This group of three is right. So let's move on to the next one. Dark green, purple, and light blue. So let's look for that corner. Here it is right here. Bring it up to the top. When in doubt, bring stuff to the top. And now let's look for either edge piece that needs to border it, either the green and blue or the purple and blue. Here is the green and blue. So, and again, consider the color that doesn't belong, that isn't on the edge, in this case purple. Have that facing off to the side. And rotate that corner down, rotate the top so that the edge is facing us, and then rotate the corner back. And I did that wrong because I forgot to have the same color on top. So blue is on the top here, so have blue on top with the corner. So now we're good. Blue, blue. We don't have purple on the edge, so have purple facing off to the side. Now rotate that corner down, rotate the top till the edge is facing us, and then rotate the corner back up. Now green is touching green, blue is touching blue, so we're good. So these two need to go right here. And the further we get, the more we have to be careful not to mess up stuff we've already done. So remember that we've already done that, so be mindful of that. So when I swing this down here, so blue is touching blue, which is good. Be mindful that I rotated these out of the way, so I'm going to need to put them back later. So simply swing these into place here, and then correct this group of three which we just messed up. So these two are now good. So next we want to put in this blue and purple edge. So first let's find it. Blue, purple, here it is right here. When in doubt, bring it to the top. Let's have blue touching blue, and so what we want to do is to just swing it down like that, but in doing so we would mess up these two. So we need to put some junk right here so we can safely rotate this face here. And if we were to just rotate this down like we did before, then we would mess up this corner here, which we already did. So here's where we need to use a little bit of common sense. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this junk right here to here. Then I can safely rotate these three pieces down here without messing up anything we've already done. Now I can safely rotate this blue face so the edge is right. Then I rotate these back up to fix that, and now I have to rotate these over here to correct for moving those out of place. So now this group of three is done, and this group of three is maintained. Okay guys, we've done 1, 2 sets of 3, so let's go on to the next one. Let's look for the purple, yellow, and orange corner. And purple, yellow, orange. Purple, yellow, here it is right here. Let's bring it up to the top. And next let's look for either edge that belongs next to it, either the orange and purple or orange and yellow. So here's the orange and yellow facing us in the face. So let's bring that to the top. First let's move that corner out of the axis of rotation. And now we have the yellow on top with the edge. So let's put yellow on top with the corner. So here's our corner, our edge, yellow on top both ways. So we can do that 3. So again, we move our corner down, rotate the top so the edge is facing us, and then rotate that corner back up. So orange is touching orange, yellow is touching yellow. So we're ready to put that in place. So these two need to go down here. And in this case, we can simply rotate this face like that. And there we go, those two are correct. And next we need to place this orange and purple edge, which is right here. So we would need to place that right here, but without messing up these two. So I've done this before. I'm going to temporarily rotate these down so I have junk here. So I can safely rotate this edge so it's in the right place, and then rotate those two pieces back up. So now this group of 3 is done. Okay, that's 3 groups of 3 down, 2 to go. So next let's do this one right here. The yellow, blue, and light green corner. Yellow, blue, light green. Where is it? Here it is, right here. So let's move it near where it needs to go, right here. So next let's look for either the green and dark blue or the green and yellow edge. So here's the edge right here, already in the right place and orientation, but let's bring it to the top. Let's move this corner to the back so we can safely rotate that edge to the top. So here's our corner edge, blue is on top both ways. We do not have yellow on this edge, so we have yellow facing off to the side. Move it down, move that top so the edge is facing us, and then move that corner back to the top. So blue is touching blue, green is touching green, and yes, my sticker is almost falling off. So these two need to go right here. So at this point we can just safely rotate that green face so that they're here. So now we need to start getting a little bit more careful not to mess up stuff we've already accomplished. So next we need to place this yellow and light green edge. So as usual, first look for it. Yellow and light green. Here it is right here. So we're going to rotate this to the top, keeping in mind we have to temporarily mess up these two when we do it. So move it to the top, move it out of the way, and then rotate these two back down. And then have green touching green here. So we need to move this right here, but without messing up these two. So again, let's just temporarily rotate them down so we have junk here. Yep. So rotate this in place and then rotate these back in position. So now this group of 3 is down. 4 down, 1 to go. Okay guys, just one group of 3 to go. And this one is the trickiest because we have less room to play with in setting and positioning these properly. So next we want the red, the dark blue, and the pink corner. Here it is right here. So as usual we want to swing down an edge piece with it. So here's an edge piece that borders it right here in place. But let's bring it to the top. So rotate that corner to the back so we can rotate that edge piece to the top. So here blue is on top, so remember the edge is always right. So rotate that corner so that blue is facing up, and in doing that I'm going to temporarily mess these up. So I'm going to move both of them out of the line of fire. So here's the corner, here's the edge, so they're both out of the line of fire, so I can move that back down. So that is still correct. So where was I? Yes, the red, blue, and pink corner, the red, the blue, and pink edge have the color that is not in common to this edge is red, so have the red facing off to the side. Rotate the corner down, rotate the top so that the edge is facing us, then rotate the corner back up. So these two are correct. Pink is touching pink, blue is touching blue, so we just need to swing those two into place. So just one more edge piece to go in this step, the pink and the red. So let's look for it. Here it is right here. So that just needs to go here, but without messing up these two. So I could say I'm just going to move these down like I've done before, but then I would be putting these two pieces here that I already did in the line of fire. So we want to have all junk here in this purple face, this pink face that I'm going to swing. So listen carefully. Here's how we do this. This requires a little bit of common sense. So again, we want to swing this down, but to do that we need to have junk here first. So I'm going to swing this face so I have junk here, so I can safely swing this blue face so I have junk here. So now this pink face is all junk except for the edge piece we want to move. So move it to where it needs to be. Then move these pieces that were down here back up, and then move these pieces over here, which we messed up, back to the right place. So we had to move junk to be able to move junk to be able to swing that pink layer. I hope you understood it. And if not, feel free to rewatch it as many times as you like. So let's make sure that we have achieved what we wanted to do. So this group of three is right, that group is right, that group is right, that group is right, and that group is right. So we are ready to go on to the next step. Okay, just one thing left to do before we get to the top layer, which is these sections here that each consist of a corner and an edge. So like before, we're going to bring them together on the top layer and then swing them down to where they need to go. So let's look for any corner that doesn't have gray in it, because if it had gray it would belong on the top. So here's one right here, for example, which belongs down here. So let's look for the orange and light green edge. Here it is right here, but they have different colors on top. So let's just swing this corner like that so it has orange on top, and then swing it out of the line of fire. So I can bring this corner back down. And now I'm going to put that corner in front such that yellow is facing off to the side, because yellow is not on the edge here. So bring that corner down, rotate the top until the edge is facing us, and then bring the corner back up. So this is good. Green is touching green, orange is touching orange. And have the orange side of the edge touching the same colored center. And in this case, I'm going to be swinging it down from the right. And when you swing it down from the right, you do this algorithm, which you should already know. Right prime, left, right, left prime. And there we go. They're in the right place. So let's do it for another set. Here is another corner that doesn't have gray. So let's put it above where it needs to go, and then look for that pink and cream edge. And here it is right below. So I can see we have pink here on top, so let's move it out of the way, back here, and then rotate this pink face so that the pink edge is on top, rotate it out of the way some more, and then rotate these three back into position. And now let's look for those pieces. So again, here is that corner, and here's the edge. So I'm going to do what I've done many times before. We have pink on top both ways, so I join them like that, and then I'm going to swing them down to the left again. So I do left prime, I'm sorry, right prime, left, right, left prime, and then those are in position. So let's look for another corner that does not have gray, like this one here. So this one belongs right below it. And so let's look for that cream and blue edge. Here it is here. So when I bring it up, I'm going to swing it up like that, move it out of the way, and then swing these back down so I don't mess that up. And now I'm going to unify this corner and this edge. So we want the green off to the side because green is not on the edge. So bring that down. And by the way, at this point we need to start making sure that when we swing that corner down, we don't bring anything we've already done up to the top to mess it up. So here we're fine. This is junk back here. So where was I? Yeah, actually I'm going to be, So I'm going to swing this down here. I have junk back here, so I'm good. So swing that down, rotate the top, and then back up. So these two are ready to go down. So this time I'm going to bring them down from the left side. So I do left, right prime, left prime, right, and those two are good. So here's another corner. This one is already where it needs to go, but let's bring it back up to the top so we can join it with the light blue and orange edge. So I'm going to bring it up, move it out of the way, bring these back down, and now look for that blue and orange edge. Here it is right here. So here's that corner. So yeah, let's bring it up like that. No, I want to bring it up so that blue is on top, because blue is on top of the corner. So bring it up this way, rotate it out of the way, and then bring that back down. So here's my corner, here's my edge. Purple is the odd color. So I face it off to the side. I've got junk back here, so I'm all ready to go. So down, top, and up. So these two are good. Blue, blue, orange, orange. So bring the orange side of the edge touching the orange center. I'm going to bring this down over to the left. So I do right prime, left, right, left prime, and these two are good. So just one more to go. Okay guys, just two pieces left to go in this video before we get onto the top layer in part 2. All we have left to do is to place this corner and this edge. But we need to be careful because so much of the cube is already done that we have to be careful not to mess anything up in the process. So this corner needs to go down here. Here is our green and pink edge, but as I've said many times, we need to have the same color on top both ways, and the edge is always right. So we want to put pink on top of our corner. And if we were to swing this right like that, then even though the pinks touch here, the blues wouldn't touch, so that's wrong. So we need to swing this corner with pink on top, but to have some separation with that edge. So the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to do it like this. I'm going to swing it down this way, and I can because I've got junk back here. Now I can move this edge out of the way a little bit and then move that corner back up. And now I'm going to, so here's the corner. Let's bring it back to where it needs to go. And now I'm going to swing it up here so the pink will be on top. And I can safely do this because I've got junk here. So I do that again. Rotate that top and then rotate that pink side back down. So now let's see where we're at. Here's our corner, here's our edge. Pink is on top both ways. So we're ready to bring them together. So as usual, we're going to swing the corner down and then rotate the top so that the edge is facing us. But we need to be careful where we swing it down. For example, if we swung it down here, then behind it, we have these pieces here which we would mess up when we bring them to the top. So we need to make sure that when we swing this corner down, we have junk behind it. So I'm going to put it here. So when I swing it down, I'm going to bring up this junk here, and it's not going to bother me to mess that up. So swing that down, rotate the top so that the edge is facing us, and then bring that corner back up. So now green is touching green, pink is touching pink. So we're good. Put it here, and we're going to swing this down here to the right. So we do left, right prime, left prime, right, and these are good. So let's examine everything to make sure I haven't messed up anything. So these two are good, 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 good. And all this down here looks good. So I'd say we're in fine shape. Everything is done except for this top layer. So in part 2, I am going to teach you how to do this top layer. And just to warn you, it's more algorithmic than this part 1, but all the algorithms will be very similar, if not exactly the same, to what you already know from the Rubik's Cube. So, yeah, I don't think I have anything left to say, except thank you for watching. I hope this didn't run too long, and I hope that it wasn't too confusing. And this video was brought to you by my website, wizardofodds.com, which is all about the math analysis of casino gambling. So if you're a math-minded person like me and are curious about how to calculate the odds of casino games, I welcome you to go there. And there is a cornucopia of information about thousands of casino games. So thanks again, guys, and see you in part 2. Bye.